All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another MLB The Show 26 stream here on Twitch. I'm NextJGGen24, and today we're going to be grinding out the Hall of Fame Conquest map. So this is the last one that I'm going to grind for now before the new content comes out tomorrow. But basically, rewards for this are pretty insane. You've got, the typical headliners pack, the show pack. You got a deluxe pack, which is fantastic because that would be good for tomorrow. Another deluxe choice pack, another one. You got a Rising Rookies pack, which is so key. A Midsummer Classic choice pack as well. And then finally a Vault choice pack as well. So this map, like, if you haven't grinded this already, like, get on it, because this map is insane, and the rewards on it are fantastic. So I highly recommend it. Let me just make sure that my things are all good here. Shouldn't have any more superfractor guys. Nope, don't have anybody. Okay, very good. I just wanted to be sure. Also, you may notice that my pack count has gone down. It's now, I know it says 5, but there's going to be a lot more. Because those choice packs, the premier packs, I'm going to tell you, these two alone may help me with whatever collection is tomorrow. I can't control these. These are just random. But these I can control. So I'm definitely saving these. And that's going to be 8 right there. Plus, these are going to get me 3 cards. So we'll just have to wait on these for tomorrow. Definitely these for tomorrow. And hope that maybe I get lucky. So with that said, I'm ready to hop into the Hall of Fame program, or Hall of Fame Conquest map. Plan is to go after the Royals and Mets. Then probably the Braves and the White Sox, and then make my way down, and we'll see what happens from there. Looks like they're highlighting all the teams that Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones played for. He obviously played for the Braves. He played for the Yankees. I don't know, did he ever play for the Dodgers? Because I know Carlos Beltran never did. Maybe he also played for the White Sox, because Carlos Beltran didn't do that. I can tell you he played for the Royals, the Mets, the Astros, the Cardinals, and the Rangers. So, yeah, whatever. Oops. It's my bad. Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not going to attack and play on All-Star. So I'll just play on Veteran, steal a couple million fans from them, and then I'll take their territory on Veteran. It's really the only choice that I've got here. So, oh, by the way, guys, not that this is a thing I can control, but I figured I'd give you a heads up, because I learned at physical therapy that there are going to be some severe thunderstorms that are going to be rolling through my area, particularly after 4 o'clock. So there is a possibility that the stream may get cut off. I may continue it later. I haven't decided on that. I may pick it up after the little thing, or after the power comes back, if it is that severe. Based on the severe thunderstorms we've had this year, I fully expect that this will be just like it. Which means the power is going to get knocked out, which will end the stream. But I just want you guys to know that that is a real possibility. Nothing I can control, but it is something to be ready for. Not my fault. Attaboy, A.J. Ewing. Always important to get the leadoff man on base. If he can hit a home run, that's even better, but at least if he can get on base, puts me in a good position to be able to swipe some bags here. What's up, Wizards? How are ya? Flipped it. That's the only reason it's a strike. So, and I know I'm late. I'm like, I know I said 3, and I ended up starting around 3:15 or something like that. I was at physical therapy. It was about the earliest that I could get. Couldn't really do anything other than that. So, I could have gone through it much quicker, but I can't be rushing my progress. Not in physical therapy. And then I gotta go back tomorrow morning, too. I'm a workhorse. No, I'm just kidding. I had that Friday appointment scheduled in advance. Today was just, it was just a makeup for not doing it yesterday. And I couldn't do it yesterday because I couldn't leave my brother alone. So, attaboy Judge. But the important thing is I got it in. That's the important thing. And I need to keep getting it in. I don't need to be crazy and go every single day. That's what I think a lot of people have a misconception about. Like, oh, the more often I do physical therapy, the more the quicker I'm going to heal. And that's just not the reality. Right? Your body's going to heal at its own pace. You can't force it to heal at whatever time you want. If anything, trying to do it more frequently, you actually put yourself at a higher risk of worsening the injury than actually helping it. And what I mean by that is if you don't give your muscles a bit of a break, they're not going to be able to heal. They're just going to be sore. And you're going to be in worse pain. So, well, are you referring to like going on a bike? Being on a station bike and doing that or walking on a treadmill or doing the elliptical? Is that what you're talking about? Because I've never done that. I've done the stationary bike. And I do 20 minutes on that, but I don't go beyond that. 20 minutes is my tops. Stretching. Well, you don't want to overstretch either because if you do that, then your muscles will become strained, right? Or you could even tear them. So stretching is important. I agree with you. But again, you can't be doing it so often because you risk overstretching them and then they really hurt. Yoga? I'm not really flexible enough for yoga. I did it once when I was in high school. Like I had a semester of it, strike 3, sit down, and like I could not do them. I tried. Don't get me wrong, I tried, but I was just not flexible. And I sure as heck am not flexible now, so. But yeah, yoga is a great way to do it. Even just what I'm doing, which is walking around the neighborhood with a dog, that could be good as well. That was actually something I did on my off days up until this past week or last week, where I was doing it. Now I'm doing it every day. Except today. Today might be a little difficult considering it's going to be pretty bad. Either way, the point that I'm making is trying to tell people not to overdo it. Give your body a chance to be able to recover, and then it'll get even stronger. It's all about having patience, not overdoing it. That's basically what I'm saying. Strike three, sit down. Way to go, he now. Yeah, so things like that. Yoga, walking around the block, or going on long walks, riding a bike. Do whatever is comfortable for you. Just don't overdo it. That's all. I'm not trying. I mean, I want to go back to work, but I don't want to get myself in a situation where things are worse and now I have to go back to the hospital and now I can't go back to work. So I'm just trying to do things at my own pace. People have been telling me I look like I've lost weight, so that's a good thing. Although if I go on a scale, that's not going to tell me a difference. That tells me a different story. Like, it almost seems like I've lost no weight. And that's my biggest problem. Is, that. And I've had people tell me, including a coworker of mine, that it's more of how loose your clothing is, how your clothes fit you, rather than what the number is on a scale. But it's just, when you look at that scale and it doesn't change, it gets very frustrating. And like I said yesterday, I don't want to rely on that GLP-1 medication. I mean, I will if my doctor says you have to do this because you need to lose weight, then fine. I'll do it. But if that's what, I'm not doing it just because I want to lose weight. I'm doing it because a doctor told me it's how I can lose weight. Like, I'll trust the doctor. But I'm not going to get on Wegovy or whatever the other stuff is and then get off of it and gain it all back if I lose weight. So, at the end of the day, just trying to eat right, trying to make sure I stay active and do whatever I can. Attaboy Judge. Well, Schlittler is going to be able to get this win. He could probably go a ways. And I did see that MLB The Show revealed the players for the second half or the second drop of the August Spotlight series program. Let's see if I can find it again. I saw that Jeff McNeil was going to be part of it, but not as a Mets card, so let's see. There it is. Okay, so we've got Gunnar Henderson, Tommy White. I think he's from the Athletics. Yes, and then Will Dion is from the Washington Nationals. Those are the three guys that we're going to earn through the program. Strike three, sit down. And as far as what's available in the pack itself, you've got Ben Joyce, you've got Jeff McNeil. I can't really see the guys that are part of the thing. I was able to see it on my phone, but not on a laptop. So I'm gonna have to look at my phone for that. Strike three, sit down. Let's see. The only problem is my phone is slow because there's a lot of devices on for my internet. So this is throttling it. You know what? It can wait. I'm sure some of them are here. It's just, everyone sometimes chooses to talk and not. Like I can see that Debringa's here. I don't know who this Dolphins are champs person is. Dolphins, are you here? What's up, Debringa? How are you? I mean, sometimes some of these viewers are bots. That's the problem. I can look at the viewer count and say, oh wow, 4 or 5, that's great. But I look at who's in here, and some of them are bots, and then it's like, oh, so that's just inflating the number. There we go. Way to draw that walk, Rice. Oh, I was hoping that would have stayed fair. Dang it. What? You're worried about Ben Rice stealing? He's got a 4 steal. 4. You think I should become a high school baseball coach? Why? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not that's something I've considered, but at the same time, there's a lot that goes into that. Like, first I need to get a teaching degree. I mean, yeah, I could be a substitute teacher, but I don't think my high school allows substitute teachers to be coaches, at least not on varsity or JV. And I haven't been as far as baseball goes, I just don't have that much knowledge of it. I don't even know what kind of drills would be good for high school baseball. What the heck happened there? I need to see what happened. So, okay. Okay, so it phases through Perez's glove somehow, hits his helmet, and then bounces towards the dugout. And that's how he now is able to move up to third. I'm sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. Plus, being a high school teacher is something I have thought about, like as a potential career, teach journalism and everything, since I have quite a bit of experience in journalism. But, I mean, how many people, at least in my high school, would take that class? That's going to require a lot. That's going to require me getting my master's degree. And I don't know if I said this yesterday, but at some point this week I was talking about, what would it take to be a college professor? And there are only 2 schools in the area that have a master's degree. And that's my alma mater, Hofstra, and Columbia University. Now, I prefer Hofstra over Columbia because I'm familiar with it, and, it would be nice to get my degree from my master's from that. But it is Long Island, and I work nights. I don't even know if my workplace would even cover it. So, don't get me wrong, there's a coworker of mine who does have a master's degree. She actually got it from New York University, but I think it was for something else. I'm not sure. So it's not a bad idea. In fact, my parents have been pushing for me to do that. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how can I make it work? Because it would be no good if I go back to my dorm room, sleep, and then I got to go to class in a matter of hours. I just don't want it to get in the way. I'm in my 30s, Wizards. I guess I was just hoping, like, maybe I could get a daytime job and then pursue my master's. Like that way, I can if I work evenings, then I could take morning classes. Or if I have to work mornings, then I could take evening classes. Like that's basically how I was viewing it, but being on overnights definitely makes it harder. Come on, Schlittler. I know you're coming up on 50 pitches here, but you got this. Beautiful. All right, a shutout for Cam Schlittler. 8 runs. We're off and running. Mm. Ooh. He now is a tier 4. Go ahead and add And I think I can actually play on rookie for this one, so that'd be great. But first, I better make sure that the game resets. Right, a headliner's pack from the thing, from the Conquest maps. Awesome, I can play on rookie. Woohoo! Anyway, great series, great homestand for my Mets yesterday, capping off a a win against the San Diego Padres. Senga continues to do his thing out of the bullpen. If that's the role that he that he could play in, like by all means, maybe that's what he should have been. I mean, let's be honest. He was in his 30s when his first year he was 30. I mean, impressive for him to finish second in the National League Rookie of the Year voting at 30 years old. Very impressive. But we had to know that there was going to be a downturn at some point. So, but I'm just glad that he's succeeding in this role. And if that's what the Mets need him to do, and if he's able to do it well, then by all means, be in the bullpen, be the closer, be whoever. Although I will say it's very expensive reliever that they signed. Could be worse. Could be Edwin Diaz's contract right now. First year would be a disaster. And there was somebody who was like, I believe in Robert Stock. Listen, Robert Stock is 36 years old, I believe, at this point. He's going to be 37 at some point next year. Or he might be 35 and he's going to turn 36. Either way, what I was talking about with Senga, I definitely have some concerns about Robert Stock. I'm glad that he's getting his opportunities, but honestly, if this is a one and done for the Mets, I'd be fine with that. And they can go out and they can get another younger starting pitcher who can fill in that role for Stock. Not to be cold to Stock, but he's not someone I see long term as a solution. Now, if the Mets are also going to punt on, if they're also going to punt on 2027, then you can keep him around, give him another chance. I mean, what's the harm? Well, clearly that trade was a complete disaster for the Mets. Was that Alderson's trade, or was that still Brody Van Wagen, who was GM for the Mets at that time? I hope it was Brody because he was just a horrible GM, and I'd rather blame him than Alderson because Alderson was actually a he was he made the trade for Yoenis Cespedes in 2015, and that was so huge for the Mets to get to the World Series that I don't want to think that it was Alderson who pulled off that trade. I mean, Steve Cohen definitely deserves some blame for that because he had to sign off on the trade. He had to say, okay, do it. So, but it definitely was a mistake. I mean, just think about what it could be right now. It could be Juan Soto. If the Mets didn't make this trade, it could be Juan Soto, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Carson Bench in the outfield. Patrick Ewing could be second base right now. So Semien would be more of like a DH at this point. If they still make that trade for Nimmo, because although maybe we wouldn't have gotten rid of Nimmo either. I don't know. Either way, yeah, looking back as a Mets fan, that trade was clearly bad. Now, is that to say that he still would have been as good with the Mets as he is with the Cubs right now? No, I don't know that. Okay? I do not know that for a fact. Just like I can't say that Scott Kazmir could have been the ace for the Mets in the late 2000s when they needed one behind Johan Santana if he had not been traded to the Rays. I can't say that. I will say I don't think Beatty is getting a fair shot. What he has going for him is the fact that he can play multiple positions. He can play the outfield, he can play third base, he can play first base, he can play second. So, or corner outfield, I should say, not outfield, because he can't play center. And honestly, I wouldn't even give him right field either. I'd be fine with him in left. But that's what he's got going for him. So, but I don't think he's been given a fair shot with the Mets. And this is kind of what I would, kind of like my thinking with Pete Crow Armstrong. Would he have been as good if he were still on the Mets today? And the reality is, I don't know. Because he may have blossomed into the superstar that he is today, or he may be stuck behind Starling Marte or Brandon Nimmo. I don't know. But with Beatty, I mean, if he had been given consistent opportunities at third base, would he be as effective, or would he be more effective? Maybe. But he's not getting those opportunities. He's just being asked to play everywhere. And that's fine, but that doesn't help a player's development. That's just the reality. It's kind of like Ronnie Mauricio. Although Mauricio's had an injury. But he's been asked to play third base, second base for the Mets, and he's not being given a fair shot, despite the fact he had a walk-off for the Mets earlier this year, back in April. So the Mets won a game because of him. And yeah, he's not being given a fair chance. You get what my point is? Like, maybe Brett Beatty needs a change of scenery in order for him to really become a good player. I'd hate to see that really happen, but if that's what Beatty needs, then that's what he needs, because I don't think he's being given fair opportunities here. Thoughts on Jackson Dart? Um, young young quarterback, had a very solid rookie year. Going to have a head coach in John Harbaugh, which is good. Someone who's developed Lamar Jackson, so he, definitely the kind of guy that Dart can learn from. But I'm not really a Giants fan. I'm a Jets fan, so he also has a solid running back behind him in Skittleboro or Skittleboo. He also has Malik Neighbors to help him out. Top receiver right there. You definitely need one of those. Thank you pack? Wait, there's a thank you pack? So I think the Giants I think Dart has an opportunity to really develop to be a solid QB, and he's definitely positioned to do that. Now it's all about the execution for him. Beltran, Wagner, McGee. Wow. Nope. Musial. These are all in one pack. Oh, come on, he now. Really? Oh, that wasn't good. Oh, a choice of one. Ooh. And that's in the store right now. Oh, yep, I see that right here. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to go redeem it. Strike three, sit down. Oh, lighter's in there? Oh, that's my opportunity to get lighter. Oh my god, that'd be so huge. Strike three, sit down. All right, I know how to, or what we're going to do after this game. Yeah, I should have taken Schlittler out after the second inning. That's my fault. I wasn't paying attention. Ben Rice is now tier three. Yep, there it is. Oh, hold on, guys. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. That was just a phone call I needed to take care of. But yeah, we are definitely opening this, and I need to get that lighter card. I'm sorry, but there's not a lot of Mets here. Oh, but Mookie's there. Oh, no! No, no, and I can only choose one. No. Oh, I need Mookie to be able to complete the collection. But how, like, I need him because he's not only for the collection, but he's a Mets card. Oh, man. Why couldn't they just give us two players? You ever wear the Soto jersey on? Yeah, there's a pack, a thank you to our community pack. It's you literally redeem it for free and you can get a Chase Boss pack. No, I only wear the Soto jersey when I go to Mets games. Is this CJJ? Come on, don't make me choose between Al Leiter and Mookie. Oh, come on. I hate this. I hate it so much. I think the Harper one is gonna be oh, a different CJ. Oh, my bad. Ah, I could also use that Berkman card for the postseason collection, but you're saying lighter? I'm leaning towards Mookie because I need to get that collection done, and this might be my only chance at getting him. Oh, that's not. Oh, okay. All right, Cloud Crew, no problem. Thanks for clarifying. Oh gosh, one was between Wagner and McGee. Chose McGee. Nah. It is. Why is that? Why with CJ? Yeah, but I mean, I need to complete the collection. I'm sorry. I need that Mookie. Oh, right, right. What am I? Yeah, what am I talking about? I got so screwed up by choosing um, between lighter and Mookie that. Well, yeah, I could have, but there are a lot of other cards that I can't. Or there could be other collections. Lighter would have gotten me Carlos Beltran for that voucher, or the Carlos Beltran voucher for that. There are so many collections I have. Honestly, I may skip the World Baseball Classic one, because that one I'm so far behind on. It's not even funny. Oh, gosh. Oh, I see what you're saying here. Hmm. Yeah, I don't like the fact that this was created 6 minutes ago, so this account is being banned. What is this? Oh, audio calls. Oh, right. Yeah, because I've got, it's out of here. Gary Cohen's call. Not that it matters, because I'm not really focused on that collection. All right. I'll go ahead and play one more game, and then oh, you know what I should have done? I should have swiped fans away from the Mets. Dang it. Now I would have to play on All-Star. All right, so that's what I'll do. I'll just swipe fans from the Mets, and then I'll take my break. Uh, that was a hard decision, but the only way I was going to get that collection done was by picking Mookie. I could always try to get Al Leiter at a later time. Maybe they'll release a pack where all the all the guys are available, and the prices will eventually drop. At least AJ Ewing wasn't flying out to himself, because that's Luis Robert Jr. in center. What's up, Poopin? Oh man, you missed it. I faced a tough choice. There's a thank you community pack in the store right now that's for free, where you could get one of the chase pack cards, all non-sellable. And I oh, okay, he's harmless. All right, then I'll unban him. So I just wanted to get that collection done. It was literally the only card I needed. I could also try to get signature series cards later. Someone came in impersonating Cloud Crew's old account, so I thought I didn't like that, so I banned it, and turns out it was Cloud Crew's brother. So I'm gonna unban him. Just got to go to mod view, and just undo what I did. That's a great thing. I can undo what I did. There. All right, I unbanned him. Tell your brother I'm sorry about that. Maybe he was messing with you. Maybe he knew that you were messing with him, so he figured he'd mess with you by having me ban you. Strike 3, sit down. So that was definitely one of the hardest decisions. Excuse me. That was definitely one of the hardest decisions that I've ever had to make in this game. Strike 3, sit down. I actually think it feels like it works for me. I actually like this Cam Schlittler card. You have until August 31st, Hoopin. So you got 11 days to claim it. But that was definitely one of the hardest decisions I've had to make because a lot of those cards I really needed. Oh, okay. He's definitely one of the GOATs. I can't deny that. My personal GOAT? No. But one of the GOATs? Yes. But I'm biased. I'm a Jeff Gordon fan. So, of course, I'm not going to like Dale Sr. You know what's funny? I was almost in an Ally commercial for Bowman, a national one too. They were filming it at Daytona International Speedway during the Daytona 500. My dad and I had sent in a little tape to like audition for it, and the crew remembered us from the audition tape, so they let us. They told us that if Bowman, continues in the race, then they'll come up to our spot and they'll film the commercial. Oh, CJ, now you're picking fighting words. Strike 3, sit down. Gordon won 13 races in a season, something Richard Petty did. So are you saying that Richard Petty had to wreck people in order to get those wins? I don't know if you want to be disrespecting two legends, two GOATs in the same sentence. Called Bowman the Showman? Well, yeah, that was his nickname, Bowman the Showman. He was really good for Hendrick in 2019. He was consistently leading laps. He picked up his first win at Chicagoland. I was definitely happy for him. He did a great job filling in for Dale Jr. in the 88 too. So my driver after he retires is Connor Zillage, and plus he's the same age as. Okay, I'm hoping for the best for Connor. I really am. Because I want to see all the Hendrick guys succeed. Strike three, sit down. Strike three, sit down. You lucky son of a gun. F1, I don't really watch that. I have a I have a coworker, in fact she's a manager who follows it pretty routinely. In fact, she has filed reports for our company covering Formula One events in the United States. She's been to the event down in Florida, the Miami Grand Prix, I think it's called. And I don't know if she's been out to Las Vegas or the one in Vegas. Maybe. But at a young age, for exciting. The video is Formula One car. I forgot when that was. All right, I'll get to play on rookie against the Mets. All right, guys, I'm going to take my break now. 2002 was one of the BMW Williams cards. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that was. I didn't get into NASCAR until 2003, so that's why I wasn't familiar with that. But hold that thought for 5 minutes. I'm gonna I'm gonna go take my break. I'll be back up and we'll continue on with this map. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back, and I'm ready to go ahead and take on the Mets. Attaboy Ewing. Lead off double. I'll take that. If they were to offer that pack again, I would definitely take lighter. But they're not going to offer it again, so. Hello, Dolphins. I was wondering if you were going to respond to me earlier because I saw you were in chat and I was wondering if you were in. Oh God. I am the wrong person to ask about fantasy football. I have not been paying attention this year. Fantasy football. Well, Dolphins are saying Gibbs. I was thinking that, but then I'm like, it's the Detroit Lions. Maybe there are better options. Well, Bijan, I mean, yeah, he would be a good option because not only can he run, he can receive as well, but usually I like to avoid guys who had career years. So I don't know about Robinson. Maybe I would take him like second or third round if he's still available. I'm trying to think. And doesn't just have to be a running back. It could be a wide receiver too, so you got to think about that. Yes. Yep. My workplaces or our league, my company's fantasy football league draft is going to be on Sunday the 6th of September. So I set that date because I was commissioner of the league, but then I transferred the duties over to another coworker because he offered to do it and take that responsibility away from me while I focused on recovering. I don't know. Who would you take if you had the first overall pick, Bubbles? Who would you take with with a fantasy football league? I mean, is there anyone at all? Like, strike three, sit down. Usually people take a wide receiver or a running back with their first round pick. So, but there have been some people who've taken tight ends, some people have taken QBs. Strike three, sit down. Okay, CJ is saying Gibbs. I mean, we had Gibbs and Bijan Robinson suggested. There are plenty. Well, Jackson Smith-Njigba, he had quite a year last year, so he's definitely a good pick. Yes, I did, Axes, and I already made my pick. I went with Mookie Betts from the Easter pack just to get that collection done. So, but welcome in. I appreciate you stopping by. Sam Darnold is actually good. Yep. He won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks last year, so good enough. But he was really good with the Vikings, too. And that's crazy that they let him go because they thought that they had something in J.J. McCarthy. But now it seems like they've given up on him. I mean, I think you have to be, it's not a good situation when your coach says you're the top QB and then they decide to go to Kyler Murray. I don't think it's a good situation, so you sold your Willie and then got that free no-sell one? Gotcha. I think it's because they have Cooper Kupp. I thought Cooper Kupp was on the Rams. That wouldn't be a bad receiver either to pick up, Cooper Kupp. But you have to wonder, like, how much time does Matthew Stafford have left? Like, does he have one more good year in him? Oh. Then who was I thinking of for the Rams? Rams receivers. Puka Nakua. Yeah. Puka Nakua. Yep. Now, yep, that's another good pick right there. St. Brown, yep. He's always a good pick. Strike three, sit down. It's the Jets. They're a bunch of... I'm not saying they ruin every... Yep. Although Zach Wilson was not a good pick, but that was nepotism on Woody Johnson, so he shouldn't have been drafted that high. But here's the thing. If they didn't screw up Darnold, they wouldn't have had to pick Wilson. In fact, maybe they shouldn't have gone with Wilson. They should have gone with Josh Allen. He was in that draft. And he was only drafted like 2 or 3 spots below Wilson. Who did I pick? I went with Mookie Betts, just to get the collection done and not have that hanging over my head anymore. I did. But he played in a league, in a conference that it's not exactly, how should I put this? You're not going to find too many NFL players from that conference like you would see from like the SEC or the Big Ten. You know, he had that one good throw and that was it. And you notice how BYU is actually a decent program right now after he left? Coincidence? I think not. Better than he is because of Rodgers. Best college football team is the Miami Hurricanes. I guess we'll see this. We'll see how this season plays out. Strike 3, sit down. I feel like the ones to watch is Texas, particularly Archie Manning. I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on Archie. See how he does. I'm not expecting too much from Penn State. I kind of want that, but at the same time, I kind of don't want that. I guess the Jets' history of not drafting good QBs just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth and makes me nervous. Have I played the Japanese baseball game? No, but I've seen clips of it. I've seen clips and I've seen a lot of people praise it. The thing is, I don't know too much about Japanese baseball. I just don't know if it would appeal to me because I just don't know enough. I've played a few of the Assassin's Creed games. I thought my favorite uh, would be the one about the American Revolution because I love American history. So I thought that would appeal to me, but I didn't really get into it. In fact, there's a lot of the Assassin's Creed games that I haven't even finished. Like I have Assassin's Creed Syndicate here, which is the UK or the British Industrial Revolution one. I also played the one with Sparta, the Spartans. I played that one. I also did the one with the Vikings. But I never finished any of them. Right. But later on, the ones that I'm talking about, the ones with Sparta and the Vikings, that one was with a female character. The pirate one was the best. That's what I keep hearing. And in fact, they've actually remastered it for the PlayStation 5, so it's available. Yeah, maybe that's why I lost interest. It's just the story sim really appealed to me. So, what's that one? Because I don't think I've done that one. Let's go. Home run by Akamoto. No. I'm talking about, like, the female version of Enzio. Or Ezio. Am I going to play GTA 6? Not at the start, no. I'm probably going to watch some people play it, do like walkthroughs, see if it even interests me. I'm hoping that when they go online, maybe they'll have heists like what they did in GTA 5. Am I going to pre-order 2K27? No. No, at this point, the last one that I played through and through, like for my career and everything, and got to the Hall of Fame, that was 2K24. I think that was the one where you also got to play as the father and the grandfather. So that was the last one. I haven't finished any of the ones since then. Well, there's only been two. I mean, stat-wise, I can't disagree with that. So he definitely defined a generation, much like Kobe defined his generation, MJ defined his, Magic Johnson defined his. So, and Steph Curry defined his generation as well. Although he might have had a little help from Kevin Durant. Because Durant was as much of a crucial figure, the tall, lanky player that could shoot from deep. So, but Steph Curry was definitely the face of that generation. So I can't disagree with it, with him being one of the GOATs, LeBron. But personally, I'm I'm not a fan of his. But I'm not really into basketball these days. That's why I'm not pre-ordering 2K27. I just have no interest in it. We're looking forward to seeing Keenan Allen, the wide receiver for the Chargers. Oh, well, it's all going to depend on how Daniel Jones does. If he can model the success he had last year his before his injuries, then maybe Keenan Allen can be effective this year. But if not, then Sorry to say, but I don't think Keenan Allen's going to be very effective. Having to see Geno go back as a Jet. At this point, what do I have to root for when it comes to the Jets? I'm not expecting much. And there weren't a lot of good options for the Jets out there, so Geno Smith was just slim pickings. I think the goal is for next year to draft one of the QBs, maybe Dante Moore. I mean, I had my questions about Aaron Glenn, and I certainly still have my questions because this team is still without an interception. And it's been over a season, so I would like to see that stopped at some point. My bar for Glenn is 5 wins. Get 5 wins this year, which I think is doable, and he gets another year. He doesn't make that, he should be fired, and the Jets should bring in someone else. This team is not really that much improved. I mean, they've got a middle linebacker who's closing in on his 40s in Demario Davis. So I really don't have a lot of high hopes. I'm just asking for 5 wins and get a sack. Get a sack so I can get my Big Mac. It is. It's been miserable for the last decade and a half. They haven't made the playoffs in a decade and a half. And they haven't even hosted a playoff game since the 2000s. So we're closing in on over 20 years of that. And who do you think they went to after Mark Sanchez? Geno Smith. And he didn't last long. So then they went to Ryan Fitzpatrick. And then he crumbled in the last week of 2015, which should have been the year that they did go to the playoffs. But didn't, because Fitzmagic ran out. Well, that didn't bother me as much. In fact, I was actually rooting for Darnold because I didn't want to see the Patriots get another Super Bowl. Strike 3, sit down. Especially not with... I like to continue I like the idea continuing that that the Patriots can't win a Super Bowl without Tom Brady. They definitely got there without him, but winning is a different matter. Seahawks can revive a Geno Darnold. Well, Darnold was revived well before he got to Seattle. He was revived in Minnesota when he had Justin Jefferson to throw to. That's another good receiver, although with the quarterback situation, maybe this year I would avoid Justin Jefferson. And Geno Smith had that one good year for Seattle, and that's been it. He didn't even have that great of a year with Las Vegas last year. That's what I was hoping for, that the Jets would lose enough to where they would get the first overall pick and they would take Fernando Mendoza. But they got there. And that's more than what the Jets can say. I guess we'll find out. Well, it'll be interesting to watch, for sure. And by the way, Hoopin, yeah, your question earlier about my water, yes, it's water that I pour a little mix in to make it taste better, so that I'll drink it. I root for Penn State. I always root for Penn State. That has never changed. I've been rooting for them for 20 years. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's actually fruit punch mix that I'm drinking right now. So really, really makes it taste better. I've also got strawberry watermelon and grape. Strike three, sit down. But fruit punch is definitely my favorite. I agree. Look, I condemn what he did to those boys, and quite frankly, all the people who were involved in covering it up, because that was disgusting that even was allowed to happen. And I kind of hate that Joe Paterno got wrapped up in it, but at the end of the day, he covered up too. So strike three, sit down. And did nothing. He could have fired Sandusky. He could have gone to the authorities. And I don't understand what he was protecting Sandusky from. Or why he was protecting Sandusky. But it was disgusting. But see, this brings up a very interesting quote. Okay? Those who who refuse to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. I mean, how many times have there been cover-ups in the United States alone that has just made a situation bad, like go from bad to even worse? It's happened numerous times, more than I can count on two hands. PR, what they teach us, because I took several PR classes as part of my when I was in college. What they taught us is the first thing to do is to admit that a mistake was made. Admit it, own up to it, and explain how you're going to fix it. Not cover it up, because now it just makes the situation far worse. So It doesn't matter what the reasons were. Joe Paterno was part of the cover up, and for that, you know what? He deserved everything that he got after that. No, no, not even that. Because now it looks like you're hiding something. It's like I said, CJ, it's important to own up, to admit there was a mistake, own up to it, and explain how you're going to improve or what you've done to remedy the situation, make sure it never happens again, and how you're going to move forward from there. Okay? That's what they taught us in PR class. Any effort to cover up something is going to make the situation far, far worse. No matter who, no matter who did it, you know, any kind of or what gender that child is, no child should ever have to go through abuse like that. No child. We're talking about the Sandusky case. You remember this? The Penn State coach who sexually abused boys in the locker room or in the showers of the Penn State football locker room, and just everyone kind of covering it up. Not kind of, they covered it up. I'm just amazed that Penn State was even able to come back from that, from something like that. No, it was not fake. It was real. It was very real. He did, but then it was restored. Those wins were restored, I believe. Or at least some of them were. I mean, he resigned from, or he was fired from his position as head coach, and soon after that, he died. Jimmy Johnson is the greatest college football coach of all time. Oh, they weren't? I thought they restored some of them so that he was still the winningest head football coach in Division One history, not in all of college football, but just Division One. My go for what? For college football coach? Um, I mean, gosh, that's a hard one. Hmm. Well, I hated Saban when he started getting really good with Alabama. Definitely not James Franklin. While I appreciate him making Penn State a top program, unfortunately, he could never get them over the hump. Oh, they restored them, but they never should have. I don't know what to tell you. That's just what they decided. Definitely Saban has a case. Urban Meyer has a case as well. I think, shouldn't Lane Kiffin also be up there? Bobby Bowden? What happened off the field or in the showers? Basically to say they didn't know anything, but he absolutely did. Yeah. Bryant? Actually, I'm not familiar with Bryant. Can you be a little more specific? Like, what was the Bryant's first name? Because maybe I'll remember him, but right now I'm not remembering. Oh, Bear Bryant. Oh, see, I wasn't alive for Bear Bryant, so I wouldn't know. I mean, I think you can make a case for Pete Carroll. He was pretty successful at the collegiate level. USC taking them to national championships. Well, he only won one, I think, with them, but he led them to appearances, from what I remember. Lane Kiffin, are we going to throw him in there as well? And people actually forget that Reggie Bush had a pretty solid career in the NFL too. Not a Hall of Fame career, but still an amazing career. Oh, okay. All right, fair. So no Lane Kiffin. Newt Rockner, can't forget about him. But I wasn't alive for Newt. What about Lou Holtz? Or no, because I don't. Didn't he win a national championship with Notre Dame? Lou Holtz? But that was like 70s or 80s. Spawn's the best player ever, roids or not. He was ridiculous. Ooh. Now we're getting into, wow, that kind of talk. What about Roger Clemens? Must be a dynasty coach. Strike three, sit down. Well, in a dynasty, are there multiple national championships? Because that really narrows the list down. Or can there only be one? Oh, forgo. Well, Saban's got to be up there. Urban Meyer, because he won multiple championships, not just, well, with Florida he won multiple, but he also won one with Ohio State too. Strike three, sit down. No, I personally think Otani is best player. No, you're absolutely right on that. I mean, Otani is a player who's capable of not just winning Cy Young, but also also MVP. Well, it just got really dark outside. Oh man, keep teeing off. Um, but is Bonds the best player ever? I think he's the best hitter ever. I'll give you that. I'll give you that Bonds is the best hitter ever. No, my personal baseball goat is the man who I have a cardboard cutout of, and that's Mike Piazza, the greatest home run hitting catcher of all time. So, but that's just my opinion. Don't tempt me. I still have the costume. It's waiting for that World Series. If the Mets ever get to a World Series, I'm putting on that Grimace costume and I'm going to the World Series in that Grimace costume. I don't care. I did it for a Mets playoff game. I'll do it for a World Series game. Well, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just the Grimace thing has kind of run its course, and people who come in will be so confused. It was great when I did have it. Why not be a Yankees fan? Because that's not how my dad raised me. My dad raised me as a Mets fan. Took took me to my first game at Shea Stadium. I still remember it, April 2002, against the Montreal Expos. My sister is also a Mets fan, so my family has its share of Mets fans. Devil Rays versus Mariners. I do want to eventually visit Tropicana Field, but the thing is, I want to do it when the Mets go there, and then I hope that the next stop is going to be them going to Miami. Ha! You put those two fans together, let me tell you, that's just a powder keg waiting to explode, and usually someone ignites it. Because I've been to several Red Sox Yankees games where fights have broken out. I don't think so. I mean, I've never heard of anyone being thrown out at a Mets game over a fight. I've never really even seen a fight at a Mets game. The only thing I've seen is someone collapse and go into cardiac arrest at a Mets game. And that, let me tell you, was one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. The fact that someone could have been dead right then and there. And unfortunately, it happened when Jacob deGrom was throwing a perfect game against the Atlanta Braves in 2022. And I just, that whole thing ruined it for me. Well, for the Mets, best way I can explain it, the chemistry just wasn't there. At least at the beginning. It seems like it's gotten better, but kind of they need a lot to help them. I feel like it's really just the Mets get whatever pickings the Dodgers don't want. You know, oh, you wanted Kyle Tucker? Too bad he went to the Dodgers. So who do you go get? You get Bo Bichette. You wanted Yoshinobu Yamamoto? Sorry, he's going to the Dodgers. Who do you get? Kodai Senga. So it just feels like it's always been second helpings. Yep, I do remember Syndergaard. He was a fan favorite for the Mets. He was. No, that was definitely one of the more surprise. Well, we knew that the Tigers were going to move Skubal. It was just a matter of where he was going to go. And you kind of had to figure that the Dodgers were in play. I'm just surprised that they let him go for so little. Like, the Tigers should have held out for a king's ransom, and they could have gotten a king's ransom because the Brewers were offering way better. He could have, but the Yankees, I don't think, were offering. Apparently, the Tigers didn't like what the Yankees offered. If they even offered anything, I don't know. I only know of the Dodgers and the Brewers who offered something for Skubal. You want Paul Skeens? God, if the Dodgers end up with Paul Skeens, baseball is going to be locked out for 2027 and 2028. Maybe. But why not send the same message with the Yankees? Obviously, you couldn't send that message with the Brewers. Oh boy, guys, it's getting really bad.
Nope, that's a ball.
Baseball never had a salary cap. That's just how they... Oh, jeez. Who's scratching at my door? One of the dogs. Yeah, but baseball's never had a salary cap. That because baseball was what like basketball and football that didn't really take off for a while, or that didn't start until the 1900s. Baseball started after the Civil War, 1869, if I'm not mistaken, when the MLB became incorporated or became an official league. Hold on, I've got one of the dogs. If I had to guess, this is probably the oldest dog, Lainey, scratching at my door. She's just going to have to wait until I'm done with this half inning. I mean, Babe Ruth, a lot of the guys that, you know, he was stars with, I mean, These pitchers throw a lot harder than they did back then. But then again, a lot of those pitchers could go 9 innings. So, you got to take the good with the bad. Do you want a pitcher who throws hard but only gets you through 5 or 6 innings? Or do you go with someone who doesn't throw as hard but can get you 9 innings? No, I absolutely agree. And then guys like Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, they could throw hard and go 9 innings. Hold on, guys. Ugh. I swear to God, Laney, if that's you, I don't have any room. Christ. Yep, I thought it was you, Laney. Are you coming up on the bed? Come on. Up on the bed. Up on the bed. Let's go. Yep. Come on. There you go. There you go. But I hope you like being in here for a while, because I ain't leaving. All right. Sorry about that. That was, of course, Laney. There you are, Laney's. Just be careful. My chair tends to move. In fact, oh, Christ. Letting Laney in, I can't leave her in here by herself. She's going to whine. Ah, Christ. If I can, hold on. Let me see if I can. That. Maybe. Nope, that's. There we go. Ladies, say hi, ladies. Hi, ladies. Hey, ladies. Hi, ladies. There you go. That was Lainey. Oh yeah, of course. There's such. We have 3. This is Lainey. She's the oldest. When did we get her? 2016. So she's about 8 or 9 years old at this point. You're an old puppy. That's what you are. You are an old puppy. Yes, you are. You are old. Well, Lainey's blocking my way, so I can't really walk out of here, or I can't take my break. A French bulldog? Is that what you're looking for? Okay. All right. You're very popular in the chat, Lainey. You're very popular. And then the other 2 we have Ginger, who's like a half niece to Lainey. She's same mother, or I forget how it is. The Ginger's mother is the half sister to Lainey's mother. I think is how they explained it. It's very complicated. Whoa, what was that? What the heck was that, Lainey? I don't know. Okay, I'll leave you alone now. You want to see a 500-foot home run? I don't know if I'll get that for you, but certainly try. I'm doing the Hall of Fame Conquest map so that I can get that vault pack. And maybe that's where I can pick up Al Leiter in that vault pack. Yeah, I already have him superfractor. Can you believe that? I got Andrew Jones earlier this month, and I already have him superfractored. But I played online with him a lot. So definitely one of my quickest cards to be superfractored. It also helped that I had him lead off for me, because he had the speed that I wanted to be able to swipe back, so
Inside, ball one.
it just happens if they are in the... I get that. I mean, with me, I try to get Mets card superfractored, hence why AJ Ewing is in my lineup. Um, and whatever other cards I'm good with, like the Andrew Jones card, the Albert Pujols card, the Felix Hernandez card. It's just all about which card makes your team better. Strike three, sit down. Oh no. I just realized the door downstairs is still open. What are you doing? Are you scratching at my floor? Is that what I heard? Well, a win is a win. Could you not scratch my floor, Lainey? Please? You're not a cat. Poor Lainey. You old dog. I don't know if she even heard half the stuff that I even said to her.
Outside, that's a ball.
Well, CJ, I'm just not a good I'm not good online. That's why I rarely do online unless there's a program that I need to complete, like the multiplayer program. Excuse me. Yeah, but then I get crushed by higher rated players, and I'm basically screwed. So I hope I do well against players who are below me, but talent wise. But players who are above me, those are the guys that those are the guys who just like rip on me. I did for a little bit. It was called Raise the Apple, and I actually had this little toy that was a giveaway last year for the Mets, where after I raised the apple, I would literally raise the apple But unfortunately, that one is broken. I broke it when I knocked it off of my nightstand over here. And just haven't been able to fix it. So it's more for display at this point. Strike three, sit down. But see, now events, unless you're really good in ranked seasons and unless you like grinding to be 10 and 0 in Battle Royale, events is the only thing worth doing online. Because at least they have a program and you can earn progress in the multiplayer program by doing the event. You remember when they had the ranked seasons and Battle Royale programs? That made those two modes worth doing. But now it's all combined into one. You just do ranked seasons or events, depending on what you need, and then you move on once it's all done. And that's been one of the things that I've hated about MLB the Show in recent years. Like, make me play the game. Make me play ranked seasons. Make me play Battle Royale. Don't just put out programs for the events and be like, okay, you can play this. And that's all I do online. Or then play ranked seasons when I need to finish up the program. Or for the next weekend classic so I can get Johan Santana. Or try to at least. But that's why I hope that the event that's coming out tomorrow is actually going to be like good. It does. And I'm glad that they went with the no-hitter milestone one. I'm glad that they went with that. Because that was one of the very few highlights of the Mets in the early 2010s. That and them sweeping the Yankees in 2013, which I have a pretty funny story about that. I've told it many times. The Yankees were beating the Mets. I think this was the second game at Citi Field in 2013, and then they would go to Yankee Stadium for a 2-2 series. So, and it was delayed by rain. And my sisters, realizing how late it was getting, said that we needed to go. So we left. And that's when David Wright hit the walk-off RBI against Mariano Rivera. And to this day, I hold it over her head. Every time we go to a Mets game, I'm like, hey, are we going to actually stay for this game or are we going to have to leave early? Ooh, just saw some lightning. All right, hopefully I can wrap up hopefully I can wrap up this game before before any power surges occur. Lainey is afraid of thunderstorms, so that's why she's up here. Although I don't understand why she thinks it's safer up here than it is downstairs. At least downstairs, you're not as high up. So you wouldn't be able to hear it as soon as you would if you were downstairs. Well, now you don't have to worry about that because, as far as I know, there are no Rivera cards in MLB The Show. Strike three, sit down.
Nope, that's foul.
Strike three, sit down. Okay, so at least I wrapped up this game. She just gets very easily spooked by loud noises. Isn't that right, Lainey? You don't like loud noises. Not fireworks, not thunderstorms. Gotta go hiding. You can only eat wheat bread, a whole wheat bread at this point? Why? Seven. That's gonna set me up beautifully for tomorrow. All right, here's hoping there's no more, there's not going to be any power surges that knock it off. Cut it off or cut it out. All right, well, if that's what your doctor says, then you got to heed their advice. Ooh, oh, that's brutal. Let's see, should I take some, nah, I shouldn't. Oh, I'm gonna have to play on veteran or all-star. No thanks. I'm gonna pass. Go. Nice start, as always. That's why I have Ewing leading off for me. Ooh. Get ready, Ginger. Or not Ginger, Laney. Yeah, this might be a lost game. Actually, maybe I know it's kind of early, but considering I've got this storm and just I'm a little worried about what happened last time when I was grinding the new trade deadline or the trade deadline new threads program and it cut off in the middle. I just don't want that to happen again. So, although it's gotten lighter, so maybe I'm worrying about nothing. You want it? You can have it. Lainey says, take it. I'm speaking for you, Lainey's. I speak for you. And you certainly don't want the wildfire conditions or fire weather conditions. Yeah, but severe thunderstorms could spark a fire. A lightning strike on a tree or something could start a fire in a forest.
Yep, that ball went out.
Strike three, sit down. Right.
Nope, outside. Hey, two.
Strike three, sit down. Well, unfortunately, you get the rain, you get the severe thunderstorms, you get the possible tornadoes, and you get the potential for a lightning strike starting a wildfire. Don't know what to tell you. Can't control what Mother Nature brings. Right, Lanies? Right. My sister and brother-in-law and their family went through a tornado that literally uprooted their tree and crushed two of their cars. And if it had been any taller, it would have crushed part of their house too. I'm sure Elaine would be able to tell you all about it if she could, because she was there. And that was a confirmed tornado. Strike three, sit down for that first batter. And he's like, never again. If you don't have any fleas, Thingy, because you get your head is right on the back of my knee. I can't afford to have fleas on my body. The tornado happened while I was in the hospital. And another tornado happened while I was in rehab. Although that wasn't as close to me. Well, not that the other tornado was close, but I saw actually, the second tornado was much closer to me than the first tornado was. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, it's starting to lighten up, so I don't think I'll have any issues.
Ball. Ball.
All right, let's bring in Trevor Hoffman and see how that goes. Should be fine. I mean, 3-0 lead, barring any setbacks. Should be 1-2-3 simple. Strike 3, sit down. Oh, if Ben Rice had gotten that. I know that was on Ellie, or they charged it to Ellie,
Ball one.
but that really should have been on Ben Rice. That should have been a ball he should have dug out of the dirt. Strike 3, sit down. Strike 3, sit down. Hold on, we gotta do. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oops. No, yeah, that's what I wanted. Being so confused as to what it is that I'm trying to do here. Here, I know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take on the Giants on veteran.
That's a ball.
That's going to be a home run. No doubt about it. Oh, that's going to get caught, fortunately. That's all right, Woogie. Sorry I didn't respond to your message about you streaming today. I had to go to physical therapy. And then after I came back, I needed to go live, so. And then after I'm done being live on here, then I gotta go feed the other two dogs that we've got. So I'm a little bit busy, but I'll try to make it in for your stream. Strike 3, sit down. Great effort. Now I gotta worry about Bader and potentially stealing. Oh, nice. That's a lot of fun. When I went on the field for batting practice for the Mets, oh, that was so much fun. I got pictures with Senga, Vientos, Peterson, and Cohen. So it was all around like great experience. I love doing batting field. I love being on the field for batting practice. That was fun. Oh, dang it! Nope, that's gonna get caught. All right. That sounds fun. Like fun, Woogie. Enjoy it. I had a blast when I went on the field for batting practice with the Mets last year. Even got a few pictures. So, yeah, I think you're going to have a lot of fun. Who are you hoping to meet at batting practice? PCA? I mean, I don't know about the away team. I know with the some of the Angels did take batting practice. I think after the Mets did theirs, but I didn't recognize. There might have been Zach Neto. He might have been part of that, or Logan O'Hoppe, but I didn't recognize them, so I didn't want to call them over and screw it up. Strike 3, sit down, and embarrass myself, you know? So, good luck getting PCA. I know they told me with the Mets, you know, some of the top guys like Lindor and Soto, they'll opt to take batting practice in a batting cage um, that's like beyond the dugout. All right, champ, enjoy your dinner. See you tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get some good content tomorrow. Good content. We're getting a new cloud series or a new card series tomorrow. I think it might be more pipeline cards, but we'll have to wait and see. You're hoping for Julio, Randy, Naylor, Gilbert, Edgar. That'd be an interesting one. Well, you just mentioned the Mariners guys. Oh, or are you talking to me? Like, I don't know which pipeline guys might be available. I'm hoping for some flashback ones. Maybe there could be like a flashback, like what they did a couple years ago. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't know if you were talking to me or Woogie. Like what they did with AJ Puck. I think they did one for Starling Marte and the A's. I think were there was a pipeline for him. Jeff Gordon, the NASCAR driver. Ouch. That must have hurt the umpire. Strike three, sit down. 50 strikeouts for Trevor Hoffman. Incredible. My name is Jeff. Yeah.
That's out.
So that's why I'm a fan of his, because I was named after him. Strike three, sit down. Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies. Ladies, ladies, ladies. Hey, ladies. Whoops. Ooh, gotta be careful. Gots to be careful. Fan of Andrew Luck because he had the same name as you. Gotcha. Yeah, I've just been sitting a while and the swelling in the back of my knees has made it difficult. So, what's WC? Weekend Classic? I don't think so. No, because they wouldn't. I don't think they would release an event program at the same time that they would do a Weekend Classic game. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. All right. Take on the Yan- Oh, wait. Got to reset my game. Make sure it doesn't freeze. I think Laney wants to leave now. All right, Laney's. You can leave. Ugh. Go ahead. Ow. Yeah, the only one who didn't get a debut was Ginger. Rocky got his, I think it was last year, and Lainey made hers tonight. So Ginger is the only one, but Ginger doesn't come up here, or she doesn't come up into my room. She has no reason to come up here, so Ginger had a reason, or not Ginger, Lainey had a reason. She did not like the rain, and she also knew that thunderstorms were coming. So she just wanted someone to be alongside of her, so she wasn't as afraid. I don't care if there's strikes. It's just going to set me up to hit a sac fly at the very least. Or that's what I hope. Ooh, but do I really test the arm of Aaron Judge? Yes. Well, no, she'll go to anyone for comfort. I was just the only one that was home. And besides, I don't own Lainey. Lainey's not. Lainey's owner is my sister. Yeah, so she rarely spends time here. She's mostly with my sister and her husband at their in-laws' house in a few towns over. So she rarely comes here. Although she gets excited when my dad walks in because she thinks, oh, time to throw the ball around. She loves playing fetch. But the problem with her, with Lainey, she'll leave the ball like halfway between you and her. She'll expect you to get up and go get the ball and throw it. She's not going to bring it right to your feet. She's going to leave it halfway and make you walk. And it's the most annoying thing in the world. I'm just glad at this point Rocky doesn't do that. He will actually bring you the ball. But he's just happy to have to play fetch in the living room. Like you could throw it into corresponding rooms. He'll go get it in the hallway, brother's room. Doesn't matter. He'll go get it as long as you throw it. He just wants to play. Ginger don't care about playing. Ginger's a spoiled dog. Ooh, excuse me. Strike three, sit down. Strike three, sit down. All right, Cloud Crew. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have a lot of content to go over, whatever it may be. Well, I guess we'll find out. 2-run homer or 3-run homer by Luis Ariz there. That's okay. I'll take that double. And Ellie is going to hit a home run. Why not? Pour it on the Yankees. And actually, if I can get some time here as well, because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this map today. So rather than start a new game or start another stronghold game, might as well just drag this one out. Keep hitting home runs like that, like Judge here. Cam Schlittler could use the XP anyway.
That ball's foul. Ball that's outside. Jack. Ball one. Aye.
Sorry, I was a little distracted there. Trying to watch a clip when I should have been paying attention to the game here. Gotta get my head in the game. Come on. If I have a little bit of time at the end, I think I'll open up some packs just to kind of get this stream up to 3 hours.
Inside ball. Ball.
Strike three, sit down.
That's a ball.
Nice on hell he now. All right. Well, I guess Ewing is going to be my last batter. Yes, he is. Too bad. Strike three, sit down.
Ball, that's upstairs. Aye.
Uh-oh. Well, so much for ending it right then and there. Strike three, sit down. All right, so that'll end it. Still got a little bit of time. Maybe I'll open up some of the packs. Judge had 2 home runs in the game. Wow. Cam Schlittler with the 6 strikeouts, and Ewing is officially superfractored. So that's a center fielder that is now done. I thought Houston would do that. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead, reset the game, although I don't know why, considering that this is pretty much the end of the stream. But I do need to make a change that's in center field now that Ewing is superfractored. So let's see, who can we put in? No, definitely not Cedane Rafaela. I'm nuts, but I'm not that nuts. Troy Hunter, maybe? Joshua Baez, his little thing ran out, though. Max Clark? Pete Crow Armstrong? Ooh, I like Eric Booth. Booth will definitely give me the speed that I need. But I mean, so would Baez kind of. Max Clark, definitely. Yeah, I like Eric Booth. Keep him in the leadoff position. Let's see where everyone else is. Judge is still a ways away. Arise. Oh, Arise is actually really close. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. I thought Judge would be a lot closer. Dang. Ellie's pretty close. He's under 1,000 to being superfractored. So definitely going to watch out for Luis Arise. I'll open that pack later. Just going to get this one ball in his habit back. $6.79. And Jeff McNeil, he'll be in 86. All right. So headliners, nothing. Dang it. 198. Peterson, lists him for 38. Helsley, and then dang, nothing. All right, 686. Nope, still nothing. Dang. Can't get lucky with these packs. 168. Quick sell him. 154. All right, possibly Jeff Supan. No, Brendan Woodruff again. Okay, Lopez, we'll put him at 110. 47. And I'll save all these packs for tomorrow. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. So thank you to everyone who tuned in. Even if it was only for a moment, I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to follow me here on Twitch and or subscribe. Either one would make me a happy person. If you're watching this on YouTube, I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you like the video and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know when I go live, you can follow me on X at TTVNextJGGen24. It's my gamer tag that's on the left side of your screen there. So go give me a follow. I'll usually post whenever I go live. You can also turn on notifications here on Twitch. That way Twitch sends you an email every time I start up a stream. So overall, I wish I could have gotten the Hall of Fame Conquest map done. Unfortunately, not meant to be. So, but I can always return to this. And I will eventually return to this because I should finish this up, get some more of the deluxe packs. Well, actually, the deluxe packs are done as far as goals go, but I could get the Rising Rookies Choice Pack, the Choice Pack for the All-Star Game, and the Vault Choice Pack as well. So, we'll pick that up later, but obviously tomorrow we've got a new card collection, a new Conquest map, a new program, a new mini, did they say mini seasons? Let's see. New mini seasons, new Diamond Quest, new event program, and the August Spotlight Drop 2 program as well. So that's what we're going to be grinding tomorrow. I hope to see you all tomorrow, Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And until then, guys, have a good night.